Like I love these guys when they were in their 20s, and I can respect the music they played at their time. But dude, you're 83
Yeah,
years
yeah.
old. Stop,
The
right? Like you got Frankie Valli out there looking like a
yeah.
robot. Like they have so much money. I wonder who they're in debt to, or who constantly like. Do you really think these record industries are just like, you got to go out again,
I
Bob?
think
You know, I
I
mean,
think
you're
a lot of these
83. What
guys,
the
a lot
hell?
of these guys, they just like touring, and then yeah, man, they make money, and it's easy money for them. They fly first class, or they get on their Madden bus and go play music every night and make a lot of money. And no one's there to say hang it up. No one's going to tell an icon like Bob Dylan, "Hey, dude," who would be the one to tell him? You're past your prime. You need to hang it up. No one's going to tell a guy like Bob Dylan that. But
Me.
he should have. He should have.
Hey, Dylan, if
Yeah,
you're
he
watching, you're
should have
past
gotten
his
off the
prime. Hang
stage
it up.
25 years ago. The
Well, I
last
just
time I
wonder,
saw any
I looked it up and
iteration,
it says he's worth. I was gonna say he's worth $500 million. If you're
yeah,
83 years old and you're worth $500 million, do you like you can fly your own fucking plane at $500 million? I don't think they're worth that much money. I think their catalog and their
their
name,
catalog
their
for sure.
NIL, their
Yeah,
name, image, and
yep.
likeness is worth that much money. But if they stop being who they are, they're not worth jack
I wonder
squat.
how much, if there is even a quantifiable way to figure out what the Grateful Dead is worth, because there's no real way to quantify their catalog, because every time they play a live show, it sounds different. I look around my shop and I can see six things with the Steely on it within my reach. I don't know how you could value something like that, whereas you have like a Beatles catalog or a Dylan's catalog, and you
Well, who owns it?
the fans, man. I think Jerry, or I think Bob is the only one really with any true rights to it anymore. Phil Lesh just died. Jerry died in '94. Um, but the way that they let people like us use their Steely without a cease and desist letter, they've basically given the Steely to the fans, so it kind of devalues that. But it's one of the most recognizable symbols in the world. I just wonder.
Well, according to this, the main corporate entity that manages the band's intellectual property is co-owned by their surviving
Okay.
members, right? And their respective estates. But you also, and this is where I'm headed to, Rhino Entertainment and Warren Music, I mean, they own their music catalog, especially the studio albums and many of the live releases, right? So, um, Jerry Garcia's estate has a separate entity, an LLC. But what I'm trying to say is this is a
Oh
business, and
yeah.
yeah, you think the fans own it, but the music companies own the rights to their masters, and that's where all the money's at, right? That's why they wanted Michael Jackson dead, because him and Prince own their own
Here
masters.
you
They own their
here
own
you go
shit,
with the
right?
tinfoil hat shit again. I can get on board with the where are the bodies, Garth, but you think somebody killed Michael Jackson?
Why not? He had more money than Sony. He owned Sony. He had their whole
Oh
entire.
man.
Uh, he was a street gangster when it came to his
Well, and how many
finances.
times?
You didn't hear the conversation with him and Paul McCartney?
Oh yeah, dude. After Say, right? That's when
I mean, he's a
he stole
gangster.
Paul McCartney's. He bought him out, right? He outbid him. He owned the catalog for a long time.
Let's see. I'm telling you. Now, I don't think he's
It
still
always
alive somewhere,
amazes me
but
when these conspiracies pop up about these rock stars and these actors and everything, and it's like, uh, dude, they spent a lifetime abusing their bodies. A guy like Michael Jackson has had more anesthesia in his life than
of
the
course,
entire
it's the
Scarcella
easy out.
family has had combined, and then he dies, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's a murder."
Of
No,
course.
dude, he abused himself. He had
Well,
body dysmorphia, and they had the money to get surgeries that he didn't need, and he died young, right?
he was a 50% owner in Sony. His catalog ballooned. He owned Bob Dylan, Taylor Swift, Eminem, Beyonce, and more. At the time of his death, he had the most valuable assets in music worth over $1 billion that he owned.
Sure.
He owned more than Sony.
Doesn't mean that
So if
somebody
you're
offed him.
Sony, doesn't mean they
Of
didn't.
course, it doesn't mean that they didn't, but the likelihood of the drug addict dying of a drug overdose or the alcoholic dying of cirrhosis is way more likely than someone offing them.
It's the easy out. That's all I'm
Get
saying.
your tinfoil hats, ladies and